Now welcome in Hawkeye Radio Network's Rob Brooks. Rob's in for our weekly football segment here. Rob, it's been a tough stretch for Iowa, but it's got to be nice to return home finally.
Yeah, buses, planes, hotels, life on the road has not been kind to the Hawkeyes the last couple of weeks. A tough loss at Northwestern and then also last weekend against Indiana. But as Kirk Ferentz likes to talk about every single week before a home game, hey, great to be back at Kinnick. The fans will be supportive and the Hawks need a win, and it's good to be back home.
Purdue's not a bad team, although they've been on a rough stretch just like Iowa lately, lost 5 in a row, but they got a really good defensive front that's coming in here on Saturday.
They are athletic and experienced, and I think if you go back and talk to people in the know in the Big Ten Conference in the summer and the fall, Purdue would spark some interest about maybe being a sleeper in the Big Ten Conference. And starting off, they really were doing the job in that category. Notre Dame, they lost that game by just 3 points. Ohio State, tough loss in overtime at 29-22. And now they've kind of reeled since then because they've given up 78 points the last couple of weeks. And that can happen when you have those tough losses early on, high expectations for a season. It just kind of drags on. Things aren't going your way. And certainly Danny Hope, the head coach, in all sorts of trouble in West Lafayette.
Now let's talk about Purdue's offense a little bit. Iowa's faced some up-tempo offenses over the past few weeks. This is going to be a more traditional style, and they could see up to 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, last 2 weeks have been 2 quarterbacks. Now let's push that number up 1 to 3 as Rob Henry is finally healthy. He's one of their best athletes. I would expect him to get some time Saturday. Caleb Turbush and also Robert Marv have played quarterback this year for Purdue. That being said, they've had a lot of injuries like the Hawkeyes have, and that's why they've kind of gone to different personnel packages, including the quarterback.
How would you evaluate Iowa's defensive play so far? The Iowa offense has not done well. Iowa's defense has been on the field quite a bit.
Well, and I think defensively up front, a very good sign last week against Indiana in 7-8 guys up there rotating, staying fresh against an up-tempo offense. But a lot of people like to talk about the yardage that Iowa has given up. But I tell you what, you look at the points against Northwestern, kept them below their average at 28. And last week against Indiana, giving up just 24 points. That's the fewest amount of points that Indiana has scored in Big Ten Conference play. And against Indiana State at the beginning of the year, first game for the Hoosiers, only scored 24.
Now there's 3 games left for the Iowa Hawkeyes. They need 2 wins. Do you think they're feeling the pressure?
Well, I think when you come down the stretch and you want to get bowl eligibility, yeah, I think when you've lost a couple, you're starting to feel it mentally a little bit. But coming home, I think, helps. An opponent you match up well against should be able to take care of, get that 5th victory, and then 1 out of 2, tough competition. But you know that the Hawks always play well against Michigan. And when Nebraska comes to Iowa City, I mean, you can throw the records out, too, because they'll be ready for that one.
And on Saturday, the fans can check out the new Nike Pro Combat uniforms in honor of the veterans, too. That'll be cool.
It'll be a little bit different. You might have to take a double take to see what the Hawks look like.
Absolutely. Rob, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
The game can be seen on the Big Ten Network. The game will kick off at 11 a.m.